Hey, everybody. Joe Misfit Glenn here with Luke Roberts. Welcome to A Minute with some Misfits. Let's see who we got going on. Oh, my internet connection don't look so good. What's up, Colin?
Colin, good evening. Or good morning to you, sir, I guess.
Good morning. Yes.
Misfits we are.
That is correct. All right. Let's see what's up. I see Andy Pickens. What's up, Uncle Andy? How you doing?
Danny.
Deborah, Danny Knudsen, welcome. Joe Schroeder, the man, the myth, the legend.
The legend, Joe Schroeder.
Glad you can make it, Joe.
Schoner, excuse me.
Schoner, yes.
Schoner.
I always add an R to.
I do too. It just rolls right.
Right. All right. Who else we got going on? All right. What's up, Facebook user?
Where's everybody sitting at tonight?
Is Deborah Bandy. Welcome.
Hey, Deborah. Welcome. Froze up on me here. There we go. You're back.
What's up, Colin?
West Virginia.
Your guys's. Thank you, Uncle Andy. Appreciate you. Hey, Uncle Andy, also, with your name, it says Facebook user. When I send out like little things during the day that tell you, hey, I'm going to go on, there's a StreamYard little button you hit. If you hit on that, you'll give them permission to see your name on here. So maybe next time you can get after it. Okay? New Zealand in the house.
New Zealand. What's up? Iowa, Danny.
What's up? What's up, Jeremy? I see you. Jeremy Sims is in the house.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hell yeah.
How are you, brother? Good to see you.
No worries. All right. Father Time's in the house.
There
Awesome.
he is. All right. We had some questions for him last week, and he wasn't present, so I'm glad he's here. Welcome, Father Time.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, guess we'll give it a few more minutes. Let some people get in. We seem like we're climbing pretty good, so I'll just let that be.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
What's going on, Facebook user? I'm going to go over there to see green so I can see that.
Oh, sheet.
And who we got? That's Bob Kelly. Good day, boys. What's up, Bob?
Hey, Bob.
Dave McQueen's in. I see you.
All right. Welcome, Dave.
Welcome. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and start talking a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do a little bit of defoliation. This particular plant is it's about halfway through. All right. It's maybe got another week before she is 1 month into flower. And it's usually a 2-month flower system with these Mamma Mias, right? Give or take a couple days. So I'm going to defoliate a little bit of the leaves that are touching or covering the buds, or maybe bent up or touching each other. I want to get a little bit more airflow to her, to the insides of it. Okay. And I want a little bit more lighting to get in there. I want them to be able to, have their transpiration removed. It's their breathing. And so when you breathe out, you have all that humidity and heat. You like it to be away from your face. When you guys were wearing those masks, I'm sure you felt that. Am I right? Luke, did you feel that when you had to wear them damn masks?
I never fucking wore one. Excuse my French.
Good for you.
So I wanted to ask you a question about that defoliation.
Uh-huh.
When do you, as a home grower for your medicine, when do you determine the right time to start either LSTing or defoliating your canopy in order to open it up? How do you determine when your plant is in that stage when it's necessary to do that? Because you don't want to do it too early. I know that.
Right.
That was one of my learning curves.
Right. Okay. So as far as, low stress training for defoliation and whatnot, I will show you this plant that I have pulled out of the tent because she needs some work and she damn sure needs some defoliation, and I'll show you why.
Cool.
All right. So you see this girl?
Oh, she's
You
about
see
done.
how you see how all these are just pulled right in? This is where you'd want to low stress train and pull these out. Okay. I'm trying to grab onto the branches you guys can see. You'd want to pull these out like that. And this is what I intend to do all the way up here to get this whole stem involved in some lighting. But this girl has a big problem. The VPD and some other problem. So she may not make it. So that's just the way growing goes. Sometimes it just doesn't make it. Everything else around her is beautiful. Matter of fact, you guys can see the plant that we're going to be working with tonight. And I have a question for you guys real quick. How is the lighting? Are we seeing it okay? For me, it's dark. Because I'm looking at a screen.
I can tell you my perspective is it's kind of a shadow silhouette. You can see the back side of your tent very well, but the silhouette's very detailed of the plant.
Okay.
Small parts of the top of the canopy, you can kind of see some color.
You think I'd put it up on the table? It would see better? Well, we try that. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay, give me a second. Throw over here.
There you go. Maybe if you put it right there in front of that black your other tent that's got the light shut off, that'd be a great background for that. That's perfect right there, man. That's okay. That's a good view.
Give me a sec.
Hey Nick, how are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here.
What's up, Nick?
Hey, you guys go and check out Sea of Green's Sea of Green Seeds with their they've got a Valentine's Day promotion going on right now. Go check that out. We've got it on the page, 45% off on the purchase of your choice. It ends the 9th of February of 24, I believe is the date. I think we've got it up on the comments right now on the banner. So you guys take advantage of that. Very reputable guys over there. They're doing it right. So
top 10. They made the top 10, y'all. Don't forget about that.
10, baby. Yes. And that's no lie. They're up there with the big boys.
Shit.
Very good stuff.
Well, you're messing stuff up. How's that?
There we go.
That sucker lit up, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, man. That background is perfect.
All right, cool. Well, that's how we'll do it then. Jesus Christ, that light's pissing me off. You quit. All right, never mind the light. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Oh, shit, yeah, Nick, man. We support what you do, man. We support what you do.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
What's up, Sweet Pea?
Hey, Lori.
All right, let's see. I think we're about good then. Okay, so we're going to be defoliating some of these leaves because from the top view down, from right there, she don't look too bad. You can see through it, and that's generally what I look for when I'm looking at it like this. When you look at the top, you can see some of the leaves are covering the buds. Unfortunately, I don't have a little camera to go over there with you, which I would show you. But perhaps I can turn the buds so you can see, but I don't think so. Maybe I can get it a little bit lower and show you without spilling all my dirt. All right, so you guys can see how she's clogged up right over there, right?
There you go. That's a great
view. That makes sense? Okay. So from the top, she's real thick. And so being that the light's coming from the top, I want to get some stuff down in here, right? I want these to be a little bigger. You can see that little nug right there. I want that to be bigger. And so I'm going to add more lighting. All right. Plus, she is starting to fade, which her leaves are going to be a little bit lighter when she fades. I can bring that up to the camera when I show you. This particular leaf right here, you can see that. Anybody got a line on what happened there? Anybody? Come on.
Trying to look at it and see.
Let me get you up here closer.
There you go. the tips are a little bit light. It's not all the way lime green, so I wouldn't say that it's a water or a hydration issue. It's got to be some kind of nutrient.
You see right here. So this is an old injury to the leaves. Remember those little teeny grasshoppers I told you I had like 3 of them?
That's right. Yeah, I remember you saying something about that.
This is that little shit before I caught him.
Okay.
And he was chewing on my leaves, all by his lonesome in there. Nobody harming him, no other predator critters. But anyway, so these are the leaves I'm going to start with. Any faded, any limey, light green that doesn't match the plant, I'm going to take those first. And if it's one, then I took it and I'm going to go off with some others. But I think I have like 4 or 5 that have started the fade. She's about 2 weeks behind with her fade. That's why I'm saying this one is these plants are really growing phenomenally for me. Let's see what talk about how certain leaves you can make the plant branch move in different directions. I don't know that, Joe. That's some grown folk business, man. We have to help me out with that. Yeah, that's the new one. I've never heard of it doing that. But I'd like to know more for sure. See, that's what this is about. That's the kind of you're muted, bro. Why? You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah, you're muted.
Right.
I couldn't unmute you. So
if I would say if I had to make an educated guess, by removing certain leaves on the plant, maybe would if you take a leaf that's maybe further away from the light and leave the one that's closer, maybe closer to a node, to try to bring in that that light to
right.
grow. Maybe that's a factor. Maybe it allows more focus on that certain area if you take a certain leaf. And Joe, you may chime in and tell if it's that if that's right.
He was saying that he'd save it for a show. It's probably in depth. Everything he has, the inside leaves will let the leaf lay out. The inside leaves will let the leaf lay out. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to work on that, Joe. All right. I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see what Brian says. I watched the utopic update. Hadn't thought to tie up a heavy branch is going to get me some bamboo. Yes. Okay. So guys, earlier, oh shit, I keep doing that. As soon as I go to push it, a new comment comes up. What's up, Ben?
Ben, what's up, brother?
So you guys can see this. Hold on, let me get you. There we go. This bamboo stick right here. Right. So about 3 weeks ago, she was a little light in the root system, and so she wanted to lean. I pulled her up, right? Well, the other one has really heavy branches and they're hanging, right? And so I wanted to get them up like this one is naturally. And so I put other stakes in and I tied those branches to the stakes to pull them up into, closer to the light or looking at the light. You know what I mean? They were laying out here, which is generally good, but I wanted the leaves to get all the lighting up on top on the chlorophyll where it does all the work. Yeah, so Joe's saying leaves follow the light, and my leaves will do the turning. Maybe you guys have seen yours do it. And so I suggest if you pay attention enough, you could remove a particular leaf that may be blocking other leaves, right, from turning like that. And if you remove that big leaf, then everything will turn to the direction of the light.
I remember talking about. When I first started growing with your advice, you taught me how to tuck.
Yes.
Tuck your branches when it comes to when you don't want to take too much veg off of your plant too soon.
Right.
So you use that tucking technique to kind of promote better growth underneath, and it really works. You can see a huge difference in just the 24-hour period.
I'm trying to find this leaf. Okay, this one I can't necessarily tuck, but below it,
right.
Hold on, let me get to you. Below it, see this leaf right here, how it's kind of overshadowing things. You can move it around and move it out of the way, and it'll generally stay there. You see, or you see where that bud is now. You can move them like that if you want to, but they generally will move themselves back to their original position by the next day. Just keep tucking it or remove it if you need to.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of little manipulations you can do besides cutting them. But today she's so thick that, and my temperatures have been a little bit warmer and drier. And so we're going to remove some leaves for that.
So when you do that, maybe go over how far down veg you want to remove, like as far as like the nodes, like if you want to remove an entire, like down to create that canopy and the airflow underneath, how far down do you go? Maybe touch on that a little bit. Because I know that was one of the things that I wanted to keep because it was looking nice and pretty, but yet it wasn't going to give me anything in the final, the final product wasn't going to be successful.
Yeah, and I'll show you the lollipop method at the end. Right. And so we're not going to come from the top down. We're going to go from the bottom up on that particular thing. Okay. All right. Okay, so I might as well just start cutting some things. I'll start with the bottom so y'all can see.
Take that screen and let the folks see it.
All right, man. Got you. I'm just going to remove you. Well, no, I can't do that. Let me go here. There you go. Can I still hear you, Luke?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I've got you.
Good deal.
Okay. So
let's Eric, welcome, brother.
To where we have a view. All right. And so the first part is going to be about the lollipopping, or basically we're going to be taking off all this lower stuff up to about a third of the plant is like where I like to go. Some people go up even higher, right? And so I want to go maybe a quarter to a third of the plant. Everything is going to be stripped, right? And so all these little, I would generally take this whole branch off, but I'm not going to do that because she's just pretty. But I can take these little teeny pieces of bud that aren't going to do anything, right? You can see them, right? And so right here, I try to get you. It's really awkward trying to do it and see that I'm doing it. Okay, you see that little thing there? Mm-hmm. That little bud ain't going to do anything for me. It's just going to be in my way by the time it's mature, right? And so just remove them.
So, hey, Joe, I got a question for you. While you're defoliating, is there any of that stuff that you're taking off of your plant right now that you could use for clones to put in your cloner at this point?
You can, but what you're going to have to do, if you take a clone of this particular plant that's been a month in flower, you're going to have to re-veg it, okay? So gotcha. If I take, let me see if there's one I can take out of here, which I'm going to take this one in the very middle, because it's absolutely all stuck up in there. You can even see the leaves are starting to get curled up and stuff.
Right.
So I can legitimate take this one, cut off all the stuff, right? Mm-hmm. All the way up.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of my question. If it's in flower, is there a part, if there's a branch or a part on your plant that is not in flower, mm-hmm. Are you still able to use that and harvest it for a clone before it goes into flower without re-vegging your plant? Because I know, like, if you leave your veg growing on the plant, the lower part of it that doesn't get as much light, and your part is not as intense, mm-hmm. It tends to flower later or show that sign. There you go. Exactly.
Now I would take this and I would take about that much off. So
45
it would be,
at that next node, right? Yep.
Right. Perfect. You could legit go to the node. You can see where the node starts. You go right up to the node and fit your scissors right in there and go at the 45 right there like that.
Right.
Okay. But this takes a little bit longer than the normal clone because it has to spend the energy and time to re-veg itself before it can start to grow. All right. So it's going to develop roots. It's going to drop all this stuff off. All this stuff's going to get rotten and fall away. The leaves will start to grow new, and then you'll have the development. But It takes a little bit longer than just the normal.
Didn't mean to get you off track, man. Just while you were there in that vicinity, I just wanted to.
Yeah, cool. And so for me, I'm not going to be lollipopping this thing like I normally do because she's just too beautiful. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to. And I hashed everything out. You can legitimate keep all this stuff, collect it at the end, and either smoke it or make it into edibles or whatever you want. You can concentrate it out. Therefore, you don't have to go grinding it up and picking stuff apart, And so win-win for me anyway, right? Okay, so remember, if I'm lollipopping, this thing's gone. Everything's gone all the way up to about here, all right? Now, if this bud touches my finger, well, it doesn't now because that's gone, right?
Right.
And so if any buds are right around that third, it's up to you. Make your choice whether you want to keep it or not. Okay. All right.
James, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Cool. But anyway, so I'm not going to do that, but I am going to take off some of the bud. Okay. Some of these little teeny ones just for Andrew. Father Time, I am doing this just for you, bro.
I'm glad he's here tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to take off that one. Get in there. Okay.
Who's that right there, the Facebook user, Joe, that says loving the information? Who's that?
It's not on. I was on Australia's. Let me go back.
That's all right.
I'm not sure. Oh, Tynella Hall. Welcome. I think that's a new name.
No, I know her. Hey, what's up, sister?
There you go. New name for me. Welcome.
Hey.
Yeah. So, okay.
Hey, Tynella, how are you? I'm glad you're here, sister. She's one of my boucherie sisters. Her and her husband.
Nice.
They're chefs. They cook. I met them in Georgia at the boucherie. Very good people. Both veterans. They do some great stuff, man. She's on her way to big things. Very, very, very good to know them. I'll have to get some more stuff on them and what they're doing, man. They're good people, and they're very interested in the medicine too. So I'm glad they're here. Glad you're here, sister.
Awesome. Thank you for your service and welcome. So this is what those leaves are looking like. You see they're a little lighter, starting to lime up. That is how, and a couple of the tips were browned up, right? And this one's just starting. I could just tell. And so I'm just going to take that out. Okay.
Hey, Lori, wanted to let you know, you can't see me. I stepped out of the screen to give Misfit the lead on, so he could have more screen coverage to do what he's doing right now. So I'm still here. You can hear me, but I'll be back here in a minute.
Yeah. What he said. I'm trying to pick a fight.
Nah.
Okay. So you guys can see here how I strip that up, right? It's just clean, and then it starts its growth up here, right? It's literally that simple. Takes a little bit of time, but it's therapeutic, and so that's a good thing. Once you get good at it, you just start moving really quick, and when you don't have to look at a TV screen or a screen and talk and stuff like that. But it's really not as time consuming as I'm making it look right now. Okay. Any questions so far? Joe
Schoner says enlarged the screen.
Yeah,
I guess that. Okay, he was probably referring to me being out of the screen right now. Cool.
Yeah. It was just watch this, Joe. Oh, let me go back to here. I just need to set up the different thing. He's in here. He's in here. I'm just giving more screen for the plant. All right, back to business. Okay, and so now.
Glad I have my shirt on.
Hey, you could be like Father Time and walk around naked.
That's right.
Hey, man, own it. You know what I'm saying? That's my theory. Okay. One thing for me, a leaf that generally needs to be removed when you have let me get back up here, when you have your branches, okay? Usually it's on the inside, like this one, right? Usually the inside leaf is covering a bud side. For some reason, it always works that way for this plant. And so I like to obviously start with those, like I was telling you. And so now I'm going to get her down to my level so I can see the top. But that was basic lollipopping. You can go way harder with it. You can go way less with it. It's all up to you.
So when you're defoliating on a branch and you have your buds, your flower is already developing. You're in flower already. How do you determine which leaf to take? How close to that bud site, that flower site, which leaf do you need to take in order not to take away the energy that the plant is bringing in?
Okay.
Because I know that can be very deceiving when it comes to trying to open up your plant. You may take the wrong leaf and maybe stress it a little bit to where it's not getting what it wants.
Right. Okay. So first things, you made a good point, Luke. First thing you need to know is shit. Let me get back on track now.
Sorry, man.
No, there was a part to your question, but what was the first part of your question?
The first part is how do you determine which leaf to take whenever your plant is in flower already? You don't want to take a leaf that's too close to your bud site that's going to take away the energy that it's trying to bring in to develop.
Got you. Okay, so you said something about LST too, right? Knowing when to do that. Okay,
sure.
So with LST, do that first before you defoliate.
Right.
Okay, because now you're opening your plant.
Correct.
Then do your defoliation. She is low stress trained. If you couldn't see, a couple of the lines are pulled out. Those are the only ones that were sucking up in. And so I didn't have to worry about the defoliation. I knew that she needed to be trimmed up. So that's how I know, or that was what I wanted to say about the low stress training. Do it first and then do your topping. It'll help you clarify. When I'm taking leaves, like I was saying, it's always the big ones with a stem. Okay. You don't want to take your sugar leaves that are right up in there by the cola.
Right.
They usually have trichomes on them. They're usually a little sugary, close up to the bud, sometimes all the way out. You don't want to take that. I've had trichomes on these big fan leaves, and I know there's other folks in here that have seen it too. Those need to go, but you can save them. All right. So this big fan leaf, they call them solar panels, fan leaves. They call them a bunch of stuff. These big leaves are basically the workhorses for the energy that this particular plant needs. The more you take from this, the more energy that the little ones need to work for, and they're not set up for it like these are. These are way bigger. They cover a bigger ground and obviously do more work. So take the ones with stems that go away from the bud first. Big ones that are covering other bud sites. Don't forget that part, guys. And yes, you can make teas with these. I wouldn't use one that was depleted of its nutrients, but a nice healthy green one, that's nice and dark or whatever. Use them. Yeah. Apparently there's a good medicine in there.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, or Joe Schoner or Susie, if you're on here, I know you guys are kind of our info go-tos that kind of feed our page of literature. If you guys have a recipe for a good tea with the leaves, please share that. That'd be great to follow up with this live.
What's up, Eric? I see Eric's in here.
Eric, what's up, man?
Okay. So one thing I wanted to mention here, back to this real quick.
Excuse me.
Trying to get you guys to see. It's really difficult. Okay. Well, I'm just going to describe to you what I see. So I have some leaves on the inside that are, there's just too many of them. They're all overlapping. Okay. They're like stacked on top of each other ever so gently, but they're covering up too much space. And so that's what I'm going to start going in here and looking for a view through that particular spot. When you guys see this plant like this, you can see through it. That's the idea, right? Like that part looks really good. You want to do that from the top too. Don't forget, don't go overboard and strip your plant because you're going to kill it. I mean, you're going to stress it. It's going to make seeds. It's going to end up hermaphroditing.
Beginner 101. I did that. I made that mistake.
Okay. So do not. All right. We back? All right, good. So don't take too many. If you see 100 leaves, take 20. All right. Come back 2 days later after you're
Hello. Hello. Can you guys still hear me? Hello. Hey, Joe. Glad you guys can hear me. I guess Joe's having some technical difficulties. Um, hey, Bryant. Welcome, Tommy. Thanks for responding. Joe, if you can hear me, brother, you are blacked out right now. Comms are down. How copy?
How about now?
There you go. Hey, welcome back.
All right, then. I guess the gods say I can do this again, so we're going to get after it, all right? Jeez.
That's right.
Without further ado. All right.
Thanks for hanging in there, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, here we go. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just talking about what I'm doing, but one thing I forgot to mention to you guys that you need to be making sure you do before you go defoliate, before you go trimming, before you go cutting anything on your plant, get some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and clean your scissors, okay? It's real simple. Just get yourself a paper towel. You can get these little spray bottles, cool shit, right? You just spray them, a couple pumps on both sides, wipe it off, and you're good. And make sure your hands are clean too, all right?
It's pretty easy to transfer disease from outside to indoor plants if you use the same tools, correct?
Correct. And also it'll do it on your clothing too if you ain't careful.
Right.
All right, so there is that part as well. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to remove leaves that are maybe caught up on the branch. They're bouncing into other things. You can see them, right? It's pretty explanatory right there, right? Self-explanatory. Just take off the ones that look a little weird and the ones that are covering up stuff. Let me see right here if I can. This one's a good one. Okay. So this leaf, you see this leaf right here? When I move it, you guys can see the bud underneath of it, right? So this is how she's sitting. I'm removing it so we can see the bud, or the bud can see the light. Okay? Is that good? Or does that make sense to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. So now that's what I'm doing right now is removing ones that are pinned up inside of it, that are all curled and stuck inside. Because clearly they don't have the room to do what they need to do. And just remove that one. If it's
Joe,
covered.
you say we need a whiteboard. Explain, please.
Probably to go behind the plant. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah. I actually have it's pretty good with the black backdrop.
Okay.
See that sea of green seeds back there hanging up, man. Looks good.
Man, you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Coat on it.
Oh, yeah. They got it going on over there, man.
Got one sitting right below it for you, bro.
Oh, yeah. I'll be up there in a couple of days, man.
Hell yeah. All right.
Nationwide.
Again, I'm just going through here and lightening her up a little bit, remembering that I'm going for the leaves that don't look like the others first. All right, like this one. What would that say to someone? Let me see if I can get it into the light. What would that say to you normally? If that was a veg plant, what do you think?
Plant. Man, oh. With the light green starting like that, the lime green.
Yeah, and you still have your dark involved in the middle of it.
And dark and yeah. I would first have to go to water.
Let's go to the viewers, Luke. Let's go to the viewers.
Let's do that. Sure.
Okay. Facebook user says lack of light.
Okay.
All right. What else we got? Come on now. Let's go, y'all.
Needs Cap Mag. So, or Cal Mag. I would assume Ben's saying Cal Mag.
Good, Ben.
A lot of people go straight to Cal Mag whenever they see a problem with the leaves. So we have to be careful with that. I appreciate Ben chiming in with that, because that's a real common go-to. So mag deficiency. My first go-to would be water pH.
Okay, not a bad idea, but what would that be doing to your plant?
You know, the color of the leaf, maybe, I don't know, the crisp edges, kind of the, you know, but like I said, I can't put my hands on that plant, so I don't know what you're feeling. Now, plant feeding off of itself. So Facebook user said plant feeding off of itself, which, if that's a Mamma Mia plant, that's what she does during her flowering process. She will feed off of herself. And
she is in fade right now. Remember, that's what I was saying in the beginning. So that is because of the fade, but it resembles a nutrient that she's using. She's taking the nutrient. And so what nutrient is it? That was what I was asking.
I would have to say calcium or mag. Yeah. That's where I would have to go.
That's my go-to. And that's my go-to for this particular look. The magnesium. Good looking out, Facebook user.
And with the experience that I've seen you grow the Mamma Mia, how she uses all of her leaves, I could see where it would be a very difficult for someone that doesn't know the plant. They would probably try to start throwing nutrients at that plant in order to figure out what she was doing. But that plant itself, that strain, it wants, you know, she uses everything. It starts with a fade and she'll take it all the way to like yellow, orange.
She gets really colorful. Especially with cooler temps. She gets very colorful. I'm sure you guys remember seeing some of the posts of her. And then her offspring, that cross that I did, she's really beautiful. She brought out even more colors than Mamma Mia does.
Gorgeous.
And so I'm really excited about that. Okay.
Nikki, hey, welcome.
Got to go turn her a little bit.
Glad you're here, sister.
What's up, Nikki? How goes it?
Yeah, she said it would. She would say it depends on the soil. That's a good response. Yeah, I mean there could be a lot of things, you know, determining that. And the strain itself, the genetic, how the plant uses itself until it's, you know, final stages last before you harvest. Like that Mamma Mia, she's pretty stable in her, you know, her cycle. So let's see, Joe. Yeah, yes, he does, Nikki, for real. I've got some pictures of some of his fade that is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I've been
purple,
very blessed.
Yellow.
Love them. Love the exotic colors.
Yep.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm just going in here and taking the ones that are laying on top of each other. Now, you may not always want to take the one that's up top. You might want to take the one that's below it that isn't, you know, getting anything or doing anything, because the one up top's already making it work, right? So just make your decision at the time. Let's see. Where was that leaf? Let's see. It's really hard to figure out where the hell my hands are looking at that computer. It's this one.
Hey, Nikki, chime in. Tell us what you're doing with your breeding stuff with your seeds. How's that going? Kind of curious. Right. I'm glad you're here. I was wanting to ask you about that.
I know she's been pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I saw some pictures, man. She's got one that's got it's got some pollen drops. She said it was messy. She's been taking more showers than she wants.
Yeah, that's a thing, man. That's a thing when you're pollinating. Heck yeah.
All right, so I have a plant now that's going to get chopped this weekend that took forever to color up. He dropped temps like a month ago, and it faded to yellow before turning purple and pink. The colors really ramped up in the last week or so. That's awesome, man.
I got a question, Bryant. Okay, I want to see that.
Yeah, for real.
How old was your plant when she started her color? Do you know the approximate age of her in months? And my method of thinking is a plant matures. I think that had to do with her maturity. And so like this plant right here is in the middle of her maturity between 2 and 4 weeks. And when they become right there in between their maturity, if they're at their peak maturity, they'll start to turn colors. That's what I've seemed to found with my plants. But I'd like to hear what you had to say about that, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, Joe. Come on. All right, back to what I'm doing.
Hey, Brian, I don't know what stage you are in your growing or how long you've been growing, but I'm curious as to if you've messed with your temperature and the fade part of your process in the past. How does it differentiate in the different seasons that you grow in? Where are you located, like regional wise? I'm kind of curious. I know some places with the colder regions are going to get more flower colors in their veg. So I'm kind of curious, man. You don't have to answer big right now. You can reach out and send me a DM or whatever. I'm just kind of nerding out, you know.
That's what's up. You know, my brother joined the group.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Yeah. I haven't seen him. I was hoping to see him on the live. I got all kinds of family up in here.
Nikki said they're shaking. It's so much fun that they're shaking the plant tomorrow and then killing and letting them breed. So I guess she's in the process of actually pollinating, which I saw a picture the other day. She had some pretty good male parts sticking out that was ready to go for it.
Yeah. So how they do it is they just shake the whole plant and it blows across or they shake them over all the plants or stuff like that. That's incredible. You should see the amount of pollen that comes off that plant. I do it all individually. You know, right. I paintbrush it on just so I don't have to take 100 showers a day, you know?
Facebook user, sup, bruh. Who's that?
That is my daughter-in-law, and she is being extra with the bruh because she knows I don't like it.
Oh, okay. Daughter-in-law. Yeah. Okay. Sup,
that's her bruh. Trying to be funny. Yeah, she's just trying to be funny. I love her just the same. I don't know where she gets her clowniness from. I really don't.
It's that generational slang, bro.
She's steady trying to clown me, but we
Brian
have fun.
Smith said it's 21 weeks old now, week 13 of flower. Cool, man.
13.
Man, I would love to see some pictures of that, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking it was. Do you think there was anything to the maturity thing that I was just talking about? Curious.
Talking to me?
No, I was talking to Bryant. Sorry, man.
Okay, cool. No, that's cool.
Curious to see if he thought that might have been something that was, you know,
right.
The deal. Wowzer, she is so thick. I'm gonna have to take a break on her. I think I'm gonna start stressing her out.
Yeah. So on a plant like that, you have a really thick canopy. Question for you: how often, say you're defoliating right now? How often will you do that? Will you give her another day, 2 days before you go back and try to start taking more off of her? How do you determine? Do you just watch and see if she stresses, or let her talk to you?
No. So I let my plants always talk to me. They always have to talk to me. That's how I do things. But you said, how do I know when to slow down on topping? I'm sorry, man. Totally.
Yeah, like how do you determine, like, okay, you're taking, say you're turning your plant, you're taking 20 leaves off right now. Yeah. How do you get that self-control when to stop and not go overboard and overstress your plant? So
that's pretty difficult, and you'll get self-control when you destroy a plant.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I'll say. You'll get self-control when you destroy a plant. I did it, and so now it's a no-brainer. I stop because I don't want to destroy her. I will wait 2-3 days, maybe 4. She's not going to be affected. She'll still be praying hands all day long. You know, she's not going to be affected at what I did here. All right, which is a healthy amount. That's a healthy amount of leaf.
Yeah.
But I'll wait about 3 days, 4 days, and then do it again. Or maybe like in 2 days, I'll take 1 leaf, you know, and then, you know, that night I'll take another leaf off, you know, just slowly is how I do it.
So I see you had that handful of leaves
Yeah.
that you just took off. What's your intention with those? What do you do with those after you defoliate?
So for me, I put these in my pile of plant material out
Mhm.
by where I throw all my shit. So basically a compost pile. I don't necessarily make anything with them. However, we have been in talks about making teas, and so maybe that'll happen soon. I don't know, man.
Sure.
But right now, I throw them out in the pile to be reused in the soils.
Hey, Joe Schoner, if you what's your first process? How soon do you need to use the leaves for tea? If you're like, do you use them immediately after harvest? What's the method? Can you freeze them and use them later? Just curious if you can just chime in real quick on an answer.
Oh, I see what you
Oh,
got. Right.
Joe said had something come up and had to go. Okay, thank you, Danny. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Let me see what this says. Okay, that was talking about whether the time had or the maturity had anything to do with it.
Cool, Brian. Thank you.
And it may just be that particular pheno or that particular geno doesn't have those capabilities. Maybe, I don't know. Guess that's a little tricky, but
Would a hybrid, more dominant sativa or indica dictate how that process turns out in the flower stage as far as the the fade?
Okay, I see. So he said he dropped the temps with the intent to draw out the purple since the strain had
Oh,
purple.
so you were trying to manipulate the plant. That's kind of cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. That's neat.
Yeah. Now they say that if you put ice over the top of the soil of your plant and then water it, that'll drop the temperatures even more and pull this out. I've never done that, but maybe that might help you.
Yeah, I do know that the temperature in the inside of your climate, like a tent or a grow room or something, is very critical. But also your soil temp is too. You can have a 75-degree room temp, but your temperature could be low if your plants are lower to the ground. And you're in oh yeah, night, baby.
All right, ladies. Smells so good in this tent.
Kisses on the cheek.
I see Pepe Le Pew in a locker room. That's what I see when I smell that. Skunky.
Facebook user, good night.
Night. Hell yeah.
Thanks for being here.
I appreciate you. I think that might have been, was that my uncle?
Bedtime story after the stream. I don't know. It depends on what kind of story you want, man. We can always do a round table or a pass it to the left circle.
Oh, that's Alan. That's my neighbor. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Hey.
That's Alex. He was working with me when we were doing the pro grow.
Cool. Yeah. Alex, welcome, man. Glad you're here, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I had to bring him on and he can tell what a pain in the ass I was to work for.
That's cool, man. Yeah.
Tyanella.
Yeah, that's my sister from she's up in Georgia, I believe.
Yeah, this is Tuesdays and Thursdays we do it, but we usually will throw out a post to let everybody know if we're doing something different. Okay.
Yep. Lives Tuesdays and Thursdays, kind of do a little 101, shoot the shit, questions, answers, kind of let the population really dictate what we do. We don't, this is y'all's forum. We're kind of here just to be, just a couple of guys, just kind of mediate what's going on. That's it.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Trying to give out some information here and there, trying to receive some information, just some good vibes, good conversations, keeping us, in the know. That's all.
Hey, Samantha, welcome. Glad you're here.
Yeah. Welcome. Good stuff.
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Richmond, north of Richmond. I love that song, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy song. But it sure made an impact, didn't it?
It sure did. Nationwide, well, worldwide, really.
Yeah.
Sure did. There's remakes all over the world, man. People putting their own little. Steve Templeton. Welcome, Steve. Yo. Glad you're here.
Welcome, brother.
What's everybody medicating with tonight?
Hey. And what form?
Yeah. And how is it being
consumed?
Because,
if you're doing like a dab, and you know
Yeah,
what's
that edible flower.
Yeah, edibles.
You know,
how many?
Yeah.
You know,
Fico.
Fico. Yes. How much?
Yeah, how much, man?
That dials me into what kind of an animal you really are.
It's
People take
dry
most-
here in Mexico. Dry here in Mexico. Okay, Fico and tea. Fico and tea. That's kind of. I'm intrigued with that.
Hey, it should melt if it's hot enough.
Use that in maybe an evening tea, like a melatonin or a a sleepy time chamomile, maybe.
That's a good idea. That's Deborah Bandy said that.
Okay.
Shit, dude.
Andrew said Windwalker, native veteran. Oh yeah.
Look at this. Did I screw that? No,
Dragon Power from Highway 48 crumbled dabs.
Yeah,
Who's that?
that's my neighbor, and he went up to my buddy's dispensary. That's awesome.
That's OG right there, man.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Those
cookies.
Consuming the last of my sis cookies. All right.
Hey, what's up, man? Yo. Glad you're here, man.
Hey, what's up, Kate? Good to see you, man. Little
Yeah.
baby.
Man, we got to catch up, dude. It's been a busy month or so. I know you got sick, and then I traveled, and I'm back, man. We gotta link up soon, for real.
Hell yeah.
Glad to see you.
Damn. Sorry to hear that, Deborah. I hope you're kicking its ass.
Yeah.
Deborah says she's treating her pancreatic cancer.
That's terrible, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts are with you, Deborah, for real. That's I know that's a battle. I lost a very close family member to pancreatic cancer. It's not good, man. 28 days after we found out, he big love. Yeah, Cade, will do, man. Hell yeah, kicking it sad. That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Fists up. Hell yeah. I love the mindset.
Yep. We got you, man.
That's the first step to fighting it right there, man. The mindset.
Yeah. Good mindset. That's what's up. We got any questions out here yet? You know, I want to go over here. What's up, Joe?
Joe's back.
What do you have to say? What were we going to tell him? We forgot something.
What was it? We were fixing to. Let me go back. Let me kind of scroll back up and see temps maybe faded. See what were we talking about? Anybody chime in real quick and tell me what we were talking about and wanted to talk about to Joe. I think it was Susie maybe said something. Joe left whenever I had that question. T, that's it. The Joe, when how long do you keep your leaves after you harvest and veg when you're trimming?
That's right.
At what stage do you use those leaves for tea? Can you put them in the freezer? Freeze them, or when do you use them? When's the best time? Do you have any information on that? Just a quick answer.
I mean, regular tea comes in through in little baggy pouches. They're all dried up. So maybe
you can steep, maybe dry the leaves out or dehydrate them and just steep it for a few minutes in some boiling water in a bag or something.
I wonder if they're fresh wouldn't be better. I'm thinking it would be to steep the fresh.
Right.
Makes sense. I mean, because you could put say for instance, ginger. You could powder it.
Joe said they can be stored dry.
Okay.
I'm curious if maybe you can put them in like a coffee blender and grind them up and put them in like one of those store-bought like a tea bag type thing you steep in water.
Yeah.
If you can use it like that, like like you make your own onion powder with your onion shells and peels and stuff like that. If you can do that same process and use it, I'd be curious to know.
I would suggest that would be way too powdery, though. Wouldn't you want
Jeremy
it to be?
Yes, we can.
Hey, I seen that. I see that. And I know you could make it happen, but would it be more beneficial to keep it in a bag to keep all the parts of the leaf in there?
Right.
Or do you need to consume it? Is that something that you need to consume?
And the stem of the leaf, is it just leaf only, or do you need to take the leaves off of the stem? Is that right? Does it make a difference? That's just things I think about.
For my utopic live I was doing earlier, I was talking about saving the stems after you cut off all of your bud. After everything's dried up and stuff like that, you save it. And hell, you told me about it. It'll give you a little bit of numbness in your mouth. And
Yeah,
if
matter
you
of fact,
feather out that tip and make it kind of like a brush, you could brush your gums with that, and it would numb a
here's
painful something.
here's some that I have right now. This is some blueberry that I grew. That I take some pieces off of this and I'll chew on it, and it does give a numbing effect to the mouth, like with smoking.
Right.
People that have that oral fixation that want to stop smoking or dipping or something like that. This is one of my attempts right here to do that. So that's the reason why I keep this stuff right here. I know they're small. Blueberry is a very difficult plant to grow. There's some good growers out there. Native Veteran, you can chime in and tell everybody what you have to do in order to grow. They're very particular. So, and but good medicine, very good medicine.
I didn't think that the stems were necessarily bitter. That was Samantha. I didn't think they were necessarily bitter. They did have a weird taste, but it wasn't really offensive to me. So I was able to keep it in. I guess that's palates. It's everybody's different. And so if you can't handle it, that sucks.
And two, I think the taste may come with how you grow your plant, what you give it while it's, during its life cycle, what you feed it. Maybe that's different.
And I don't feed my Mamma Mia's unless they've asked. And that one plant you saw has not been fed her whole life.
Steve said, I usually grow autos wintertime, but last year's outdoor grow wore me out. He started with moles, staking up plants that blew over in the weekend with weakened roots.
Yeah,
that's a battle, man.
They started eating his system, I think, his root system.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you have to do to, I wonder, to keep a barrier on the outside grow for stuff like that? If there's anything you can put.
I'll tell you what I did. So I'm like obsessive about the gophers and moles around here. We got a lot of them. And I assume there's some voles and all the other names of them too. But gophers and moles for sure. So I have expanded metal. It's you've seen diamond plate, right? Take all the diamonds out of it and you have just, like it's like metal that's been expanded. You have little holes in it.
Metal, yeah.
Yeah, and so I dug a trench, put it down in there, covered it back up, and that metal will be in there forever until it rots away, And so I got a good 10 years of no moles or gophers getting into my little grow area.
Joe said this is like an OG. This is like a farmer almanac, and I remember this. This is like really turning on one of those lights. He said windmill and vibration in the soil, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
They don't like noise. Joe, thank you for saying that, man. I'm going to look into that, the vibration in soil and how it deters varmint or pests, because I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And people with like pecan orchards around here, they still use that. They use the percussion, like propane explosions every 30 seconds. It'll set off ignite a bang to deter them. So that's good stuff. Thank you for that, Joe.
Nice. I had bought a couple of those things that supposedly make noise to keep them away. I never had any luck with them. I bought the traps. This is just the moles. Gophers, I got gophers down pat. I dig up a hole and I find out where their little areas are. Stick my hand all the way down in there and put a trap. Catch them every time. I had to do it a lot. Chicken wire good. Hell yeah. Well, man, we hit that hour mark. That was 1
hour. We are there.
Anybody got any questions, any concerns, any ideas for shows?
Yeah. Hey, thank you to all of our supporters. Sea Green Seeds, thank you guys. Australia, New Zealand for being here. Veteran Canna community, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. Tom Rand, what you guys do over there. We appreciate you guys. Ben, later, dude. Appreciate you.
Later on, man. We got, don't forget about the Flower and Foods LLC. Did you guys go check them out? That did that
Flower
live.
Foods. That's right. Yeah, Mike.
And then don't forget about Blue Organics. They're making big moves right now, guys.
Things coming from them.
Yeah, they're making big moves. And so be prepared. Should be pretty cool little news
Man, Andrew's about to wake up. Lights on in 10 minutes. He's about to get busy.
Okay.
Facebook
And
user was great. I needed this. Thanks, bunches. Who's that?
go back up.
Curious.
Comments.
No, thank you for being here. We appreciate your support.
That was Deborah.
Deborah, thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate it.
Lori, good night. Joe, Joe's getting naked. Okay.
Yeah. I think he's talking about Father Time getting naked. Yeah, that's what's up. All right. All right, man.
Thanks, guys.
That was a good show. And so if you guys have any ideas or things that you want to talk about, we're looking for people that have little hobbies, crocheting, diamond arting, puzzling, whatever. If you guys want to have a little chat, maybe 3 or 4 of you that do the same thing, you get on the chat, shoot the shit while you guys are working, sort of like what I did with my plants, just cutting while we're talking kind of stuff. And if you guys want it, if you're interested in this, let us know and we'll make it happen for you. But we need these ideas from you guys.
Jeremy asked, can we do a show about germinating, some more populating starting methods, like how you germinate your plants, like maybe with the shaking method you do with the Matchbox and stuff like that. We've got some videos already recorded, and I don't know if they're posted or not, but that could be a pretty good subject.
Hey, Jeremy, I'd like to talk with you. If you have any particular ideas about some different germinating tactics than what I've already shown, I'd like to at least have that knowledge under my belt to bring it through. Okay. But I could use your help on that, man. All right. Cause I don't know them all, but let me write that down.
Yeah. And hey, you guys that are still on here hanging out with us, we have a really good group going on right now. A lot of good vibes, a lot of really positive energy. Please, if you have someone on your Facebook page that you feel that would be a good fit for this group, that could contribute with knowledge, or just a listening ear to somebody, somebody that needs it, reach out to them, send them a message or an invite to the page, give them an opportunity to experience what we got going on and the mission that we have here. We're pretty close to 300 people already. We're getting close, man.
Yeah,
really. It's good stuff.
Beautiful thing.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So, like Luke said, man, we appreciate everything. But and if you see something like that, let us know. If it can help out the group, help you out in the group, just whatever. Let us know, man. That's all we want to do is create a really good environment, community, tribe for everybody to just thrive.
Yep.
Okay. All right, y'all. So until next time, let me see if I can get my stuff together over here. Yeah, I am not good with computers. All right, y'all. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope we guys kept you busy for a little bit. Until next time, y'all, happy growing.
Good night, y'all.